Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone across the globe. It's a great pleasure for us to be sharing our experience in this great forum, the DevOps Enterprise Summit. We are from Tata Consultancy Services, a large IT services firm. I am Leena Pradhan, leading service reliability engineering practices within Corporate Delivery Excellence Group. The charter for our group is to enable our engagements to deliver reliability in their services to our end customers. We look at the best-in-class engineering practices which are prevalent in the industry. We look at these practice implementation across our different customer engagements and then scale these practices across the organization.
Hello, Dhruba here, having 28 years of IT experience, and I'm currently working in corporate delivery excellence function. My focus areas are DevSecOps and SRE practices. Tata Consultancy Services is a IT service company serving a very large customer base across geographies, countries, and industry verticals. Our each project is unique and a different use case in terms of domain, technology, methodology, culture, maturity, and complexity. Today, we would like to share our experience story on how are we driving DevSecOps adoption at scale, embracing diversity.
Before we go into the details of how we are scaling these DevSecOps practices across the organization, we would like to share what triggered this thought process. In the year 2017, our leadership team set us one vision for the entire organization, which is to be enterprise agile by 2020. We were not looking at agile only in the IT projects, but agile in every function. So the entire organization was driven by this one vision, which was set by our leadership team. We went about doing the transformation. We looked at the process transformation. We leaned as required. We did a people transformation to enable the teams to be able to imbibe agile behavior in all their practices. And we also did a workplace transformation, which enabled a seamless and collaborative working experience for our associates. With a strong deployment focus, rigor, and a continuous leadership direction, we achieved our vision, and 2020 was the enterprise aha moment for us. With this solid foundation on agile, we now have more than 80% of engagements being executed in agile. And this transformation, it brought another objective in front of us to reinforce the engineering practices to go deeper into DevSecOps practices. DevOps complements Agile from a technology standpoint, and thus this transformation brought DevOps into more prominence across the organization. This transformation also paved us the path to a faster realization of business value. We understood what it takes to be able to deliver faster and quicker. We are now able to help our customers to achieve their business objectives, to stay competitive as against the other players in the industry. Our customers are able to respond to the industry demand with much more agility, and this also brought in a lot of efficiency into the various processes. Now that was all on the customer space. So if we look at what is happening on the technology space, in the last few years, we have seen that there is a significant rise in the digital footprint in every business, big or small. The industries have gone mobile. There is a lot of web presence in all the industries, and the organizations are also looking at multi-channel approach for delivering their services to the end customers. And perhaps the pandemic has accelerated this movement across all the industries. This also saw an increased exposure to various cyber threats which are there. So what it meant was that we require a very fine balance between speed, reliability, resilience, and quality, and hence DevSecOps is becoming a default ask now. So what was a need in certain pockets or in certain industry or projects, now it has become a default need for every other industry. And around the same time, our customers were also getting more interested into DevSecOps, and they were asking what are the TCS capabilities in implementing DevSecOps. And with this agile transformation, we also found that the accounts which were the early adopters of agile, they had already done multiple cycles of transformation for faster service delivery. They had done transformation in the terms of people, process, and the different technology or the automation enablers. And they were they have now moved from the earlier larger and less frequent releases of, let's say, yearly or half yearly to much smaller and much more frequent releases of quarterly, monthly, fortnightly, and some even have release on demand capabilities. Okay? But when we look deeper, we found that these are all diverse implementation, and there is also, to some extent, there is a difference in the understanding of what DevSecOps is among the different teams. And the experience and learning, this also mostly stayed within the teams, and teams were kind of relearning and reinventing the wheel, even though the same practice has been already implemented elsewhere in the organization. So what essentially it means that we were faced with the challenge of scalability and multiplicity in the organization, such a big organization like ours. So for a process group like us, it was very imperative that we needed to have a standard framework to scale DevSecOps across the organization. That's when we came up with this TCS DevSecOps Framework. It's a process, exhaustive process framework, which helps to implement these DevSecOps practices across the different engagements. It helps us to institutionalize these practices across various teams with different diversity. And it also addresses the challenge of the higher incubation period or the higher readiness cycle time. It also gave us another opportunity to be able to benchmark our different accounts in terms of their DevSecOps maturity implementation. This is an exhaustive and comprehensive process framework which helps us to strengthen our core capabilities in the